Let's preview the opening round of the 2014 OAMPS Farrer and Riverina Football League seasons. We're joined at the desk by Afl Riverina Operations Manager Shane Buchanan and Temora Head Coach Mark Kruger. Guys, a very exciting round to open the Farrer League. Probably the match of the round for mine is Colliambly up against the Bombers. Both teams sort of, I guess, having similar preparations. They both recruited very well in the off-season. Both teams obviously looking to play finals. I guess the difference is Collie, a new coach with Mitch Carroll, and the Bombers, Clint Taylor, returning for another run. Shane, how do you see this one playing out?
Yeah, look, Colliambly have been one of the movers in the off-season, there's no doubt about that. Mitch Carroll's come on board and they've recruited really well. 6 or 7 key players they've brought into the club, which is fantastic. Their track record, I suppose, in the last couple of years, they've been wooden spooners, so I'm looking for them to play finals this year, the Blues, there's no doubt about that. And Collie is never an easy feat. The Bombers, yeah, they've got Clint Taylor running around again as coach again. He done a really good job last year. They've recruited a lot of their past players back to the club. I noticed Mara's recruiting strategy this year, so that'll make them a stronger club as well. And look, they've obviously played finals last year and they'll be up there again this year. Looking for a winner in this particular game. I'm going to go for a little bit of an upset, maybe. I'm going to go with Collie. Just think there's a fair bit of excitement out there at the moment. And as I said there before, Collie is not going to be easy. And I'm going to go with the Blues over the Bombers in that particular one.
What are you thinking of that one, Mark? You obviously would have had an eye on both of these teams during the off-season, seeing how they're sort of shaping up for this year. What do you see happening with this one?
Yeah, look, I'm probably with Shane as well. I'm probably Collie. Both teams are going to be around the mark. I think Mara might go further later on in the year, I'm not sure, but I think Collie just at the start, they'd be pretty pumped up, new coach and some new players, and definitely over there, as Shane said, playing Collie, especially round one, it'd be a pretty tough ask. So I think it'll be a tight game, but I'm probably with Collie as well.
Now, Mark, I think with Temora and North Wagga, pretty obvious who you're going to be picking in this one. Yep. What are you looking at going into this one? What are you hoping to see from the Roos round one?
Yeah, look, hopefully just our new game plan. If we can, put our new game plan into process, that'd be good. It's going to be a cracking game. I think we're both going to be pretty young and nice and fit and running each other off our legs. So I think we'll both be pretty buggered by the end of the game. So, but yeah, hopefully we can get off with 4 points to start off with.
And Shane, an outsider's perspective, how do you see this one playing out?
With Mark sitting beside me, I suppose I've got to go for Temora in this particular one. Bit of heat on there, so yeah, I'll go for Temora.
And CSU and East Wagga, another exciting game. There's a couple of crackers this first round.
Yeah, CSU probably have a bit of a battle in the off-season. Hasn't been their best, I would say. 3 players leaving the club late doesn't help, and being key players as well. I think the Hawks will get over the Bush Pigs in that particular one.
What about you, Mark?
Yeah, East Wagga. I think East Wagga I think they're going to take a few rounds to get into their best footy. But yeah, they've definitely got some good things going on, I think, East Wagga.
Last year's grand finalists, the Rock, they're up against the Northern Jets. How are you seeing them as, I guess, progressing from last year's decider?
Yeah, both interesting. I guess probably the same as us, both lost a few players and then picked up just minimal. So I think both have got really good cultures and both to be around the mark again. At the Rock, once again, the same as Collie, I think at the Rock's it's a difficult ask. I know we haven't won there in the 2 years I've been here, so you'd have to go with the Rock, I think, just for the home ground advantage.
Now taking a look at the OAMPS RFL, the first round of the year. The match of the round on Sunday, Coolman up against Gammain. Bit of a drug awareness day, sort of raising awareness, trying to provide some info and that sort of thing for the fans of footy around the area about drugs and alcohol, all of that sort of thing. Obviously a great game shaping up as well. How do you see Coolman and Gammain shaping up?
Yeah, probably the biggest rivalry in local footy, there's no doubt about that. No love lost between the 2 clubs, but obviously respect each other. Coolman obviously being premiers last year, and no doubt Gammain Grongrom Manor would love nothing better than beating Coolman, I can assure you, especially after being premiers last year. I suppose if we look at Coolman, they've got a new coach in Lou Roberts, takes over from Matthew Hard. Lou's a first-year coach, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes. They've lost some key players up forward, there's no doubt about that, and Cadzo and also Mackenzie, but in saying that, they've picked up some quality players as well by the same token. Gammain have probably lost the premier big man in the area, I believe. Jacob Olsen's gone to Central Districts to try out over there in South Australia, so, and even their second string ruckman has left the club as well. So the Lions that have picked up some midfielders, which are quality players, but they're going to be lacking in the key man department. So in taking that all consideration, at home, Coolman new coach, I'll go with the Hoppers over the Lions in that particular one on Sunday.
It'd be very hard to tip against defending premiers, as I reckon most people, over in the Farrer League, most people will be tipping Temora to win the first game back. You probably think the same with the Hoppers?
Yeah, definitely with Coolman. And I think home ground advantage early on in the season because everybody's up and going, and most teams would have their best personnel out there. So I once again would go with the home ground advantage and go with Coolman.
Now, Narrandera up against Leeton Witten. How do you see that one playing out, Shane?
Yeah, this one's going to be a difficult one. Both clubs' new coaches, Timmy Sullivan, local boy, taking over Narrandera, David Malign, 200-game player at Leeton, non-playing coach playing over there. Both can have very young teams, and both are probably in a rebuilding stage at this stage. This is a toss of the coin. Look, I wouldn't be surprised this one's a draw, but look, I might go with Leeton in a really close game there.
What do you reckon, Mark?
Yeah, Narrandera only because I've only played them once, and that was obviously 2 years ago in Charity Shield. But Narrandera just, I think on that open ground with a young team, it'd be pretty hard to catch them. So I'd be going for Narrandera in that one.
Mangoplah and Colin Gully. Shana, what do you reckon about this one?
Oh, I'm really looking forward to this game. Look, Mangoplah have recruited really well. They've recruited some really quality players, and they'll be on the up this year. There's no doubt about that. And I'm saying they're going to have a fairly major say in who wins this competition this year. Colin Gully obviously been a leader in the Farrer and the RFL over a number of years. They've lost some key personnel. In saying that, they've bolstered their ranks with a lot of young players. So, look, they'll be young and quick. They won't be very tall, and they'll be relying on some key players like Brad Aiken, Jeff Spriggs to lead the way. I'm going to go with Mango, though, in that particular match.
And wrapping up the opening round, Turvey Park and Griffith. Turvey at home for that one. Another great game to kick it off.
Yeah, well, Turvey Park have recruited extensively in the off-season. The positive of that is they've actually gone outside the area and recruited really well. Griffith's probably been a bit quiet, I suppose, in regards to recruiting, but Brandon Matthews has taken over there. Brandon's a former Lavington player, so he comes with Ovens and Murray experience. And they'll be keen as mustard, Griffith, because they're celebrating 100 years this year, so there's a bit to play for out there. So, look, I think Turvey Park, I think they're recruited well. I think a bit like Collie Ambley, plenty of excitement around the club and whatever else with new recruits, looking to impress, obviously, in the early rounds. And I might go with the Bulldogs there over the Swannies.
Well, a very exciting round to kick off both the OAMPS Farrer League and RFL League. Wagga Tigers having the bye in the RFL. Very exciting time of year. Guys, thank you both for joining us, and thanks for your tips. I'll use them well.
No problem.